Radio Salsa every Monday at 9 p.m. with DJ Angus Flaco and Michelle SalsaButterfly on InvincibleRadio.com.
And of course, we're joined today by Ansell Chezan and his brother Tony. And good evening to you guys. Nearly forgot about that one.
Hi there, good evening.
And right, well, we just had a very interesting phone call with Donna. We're going to be doing the 1 to 100 competition coming up again. Now, you say you've travelled. You went to Moscow 2 weeks ago. Where's the furthest place you've been for with your job?
Hong Kong.
Hong Kong. God.
Yep.
So how many times a year would you normally get away? Twice a month.
Oh yeah.
A dozen
times.
God, do you know what? I'm in the wrong job. I think we're in the wrong job, Michelle. We need to become examiners.
I am thinking of retraining as we speak.
Now, what entails for... Because I know one of the clubs where we're working at, they've just started doing a student UKA exam. What does that entail? What exactly does that mean that they need to do?
That's a different thing. That's for amateurs, really. And they're basically doing what we call medal tests. Amateur assessments. And different levels, they're doing bronze, silver, gold. And we're looking for, each time they do another level, we're looking for more to come out of them.
Right.
So to start with, they're bronze, are basic steps, mainly concerned with watching and keeping in time.
Okay.
And doing the steps properly. The next part, come on to silver, a few more difficult steps, and start moving the body.
Okay.
Things like this. So their dancing's improving as well as learning more steps.
And so there's a kind of... like a reward, not a reward as such, but like a certificate for each stage.
They get a certificate, that's right, with a nice, it's like an A4 sheet. Sorry, Paul, I'm waving it again. It's an A4 certificate, and about a 3-inch diameter disc sets into it.
So it's just a basic sort of, it's like, it's just a basic sort of, you put me off my foot.
Sorry about that.
It's just a basic kind of just a dance demonstration, is it, that they just need to perform for you? Because obviously the teacher's one is a lot more complex. There's a lot more to it, isn't there? There's a lot. Is there a theory side to that one? Is there?
Yep. You want to hear about that? With pleasure.
Oh yeah.
The teacher one, the professional one's totally different, and there are 4 sections to that. The first is demonstration. Okay. Where they have to do 4 dances, their choice, but they have to dance it as leader and follower.
Is that 4 different styles of dance, or is it?
Can be.
Or just 4 different routines in salsa?
No, it could be salsa on 1, Cuban salsa on 2. Okay. Salsa, bachata, merengue, cha-cha-cha, Argentine tank, whatever you want. Your choice for 4 dances.
Oh God! Well, I'm gonna be stuck then. I'll only be doing salsa on 1 and attempting salsa on 2 and Ruida and
Cuban.
But we can pick. Is there a specific time that they have to dance for? Or?
No, they dance, and whilst they're dancing, and once I've seen enough, I'll say to them switch. Then switch over to the leader or follow, whichever they're doing.
Okay.
That's the first part.
Right, demonstration.
Number 2 is theory, where we spend about an hour sitting down, talking. Talking about salsa, the theory of it, how it works. Whoever's being questioned jumps up and down quite a lot, demonstrating, showing what they're doing, the types of moves, how the body works, how the hips works on Cuban motion, things like that. Okay. When to turn, when to spin. Right. What's the difference between turns and spins? Okay. A good one always, one good question is always counting beats and bars, which nobody ever gets. Most peculiar. Counting beats and bars.
Oh yeah, I know. I think I could get around that one. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4 is a beat, and a bar is.
No, 1, 2, 3, 4 is a bar. 1, 2, 3, 4 is a bar.
1 is a beat.
No, I mean 1 is a beat. 2, 3, 4. But then every 4 is a bar.
Yes.
That's what. See, you corrected.
That's not what you said.
Okay, well it came out wrong.
But then you've got to accumulate because you're counting beats and bars.
Okay.
So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 2, 3, 4. 3, 2.
Oh, okay.
4, 2, 3, 4.
Right. Okay.
I remember that from my tap dancing days.
There you are. So that's tap dancers.
You did tap dancing?
Yeah. I did Singing in the Rain at the Bloomsbury Theatre with my umbrella, I'll have you know.
Was it outside?
No, it was inside. It was inside. It was a very. It's on video. I've got proof. But you'll never see it.
I love it. Yeah. Okay. She must have been about 6. 4.
No, I wasn't.
You said 4, didn't you?
No, I wasn't. I was in my 30s.
Oh. Must see that.
If anybody has access to that video, we'll gladly pay you for that.
Don't you dare,
and
people.
Definitely be using that. So sorry, back to what you were saying.
That's okay. Right, so that's the second part, questioning.
So
The third part, we go on to watching you teach,
mm-hmm.
and that can be any level that you normally teach at.
Okay.
And we watch the students as much as we watch you.
Right, see how they're interacting, absorbing the
Absolutely.
information. Okay.
Sometimes, I mean, I've been examining people where the teacher's teaching and doesn't look at all
Right.
at the people, so no idea if they've got it or not. It's
Okay.
quite amazing, some of the things you see. I can tell you some stories.
Oh, well, the thing is as a teacher myself, I've been to lessons, and the thing is, I always learn from other teachers. You know, I think, they could have said that, and they could have said this. So I'm always kind of picking up when, even if I haven't done another lesson, somebody else's lesson for a long time, but when I do, you know, you kind of sort of pick things out, and you sort of realise where you can improve your own sort of teaching. So,
just to give you a little example, I examined somebody who did their teaching on stage with a head mic.
Yeah.
She had her back to the class, and she taught.
The whole
And
lesson
she
with her
didn't
back.
turn round once. They could have walked out. She wouldn't have known.
God.
Oh my goodness.
I've seen some strange things.
Mm.
I've seen another class where the guy came along as a guest teacher, was asked to do an advanced class.
Yeah.
So he came along with something in his mind to teach. Didn't watch the people dancing earlier, was too busy talking, got on the floor and started to teach. It was so difficult, it was so far above the people that were there.
Mm-hmm.
They were just walking off the floor, they couldn't handle it.
Mm.
And he didn't even try to change it and bring it down a level or two.
Right.
Just kept going.
That's
'Cause
amazing.
I have to say though, there was a time when I taught a class that I was asked to do an improvers and then an intermediate level, and what happened was, because the levels were staggered, I had the beginners and the improvers did the first hour, and then it was intermediate to advanced. And what happened on the second hour is a lot of the improvers and the beginners thought, well, you know, we've got an hour before the club starts, let's go and do the intermediates. So, you know, it's happened to me, but I don't. Obviously, it's not going to be along the same lines as what happened with him, because I had about 18 couples, and after the lesson finished, I was left with about 8, because a lot of people just weren't, you know, up for the level. But no, I know what you're saying in terms of teachers not paying attention to the ability of their students.
So concerned with themselves and looking good and feeling good.
So that's level 3.
That's number 3.
Number 3.
He's listening.
Yeah, I am.
The fourth one is a new section, basically been brought in by the government.
Okay.
And they've forced this on us, where they're saying that everything we normally do as dance teachers is what is our skill.
Okay.
And we know that sort of retained knowledge. The next part, what we call the portfolio, the legislation, is non-retained knowledge. They want you to research it, and then you know where to look for it next time.
Okay.
And there's 8 sections in that. We talk about things like body in relation to dance, Child Protection Act,
Okay.
risk assessment, fire risk assessment, PPL,
Oh yeah, that's the
PRS,
music. Yes.
that's your music licenses, CRB, and ISA.
Right.
Need to know about those different subjects, and just don't research them and push the print button. You've got to write about them in your own words.
Okay, so it's a lot more sort of behind the scenes in aspect of running a
dance school.
And when was all that added? When was that last section added?
It's been developing since 2007, actually.
So it's still fairly recent.
Yes. Oh, yes. Absolutely.
Because you have to. Is it now? I'm aware that there's a point where you now have to be licensed. There was a law that they were bringing in that you had to be a licensed teacher at some point, or
yes, that's one of the big funny things going on. Everybody knew about. You had to be qualified by 2010.
Right.
The actual story is, as I understand it, originally the government had it set for 2007, and they were sold by many people. Can't do it in time. It's too much work needed, because it wasn't just dancing; it's everything. So they pushed the date onto 2010, gave another 3 years. But then, because of other problems in the country, they tried to bypass it and let it slip.
Right.
But the EU came back and said, "You can't. It's an EU directive. You've got to carry on with it." So the governments have let it happen, but slowly. They do it through age groups.
Right.
So if you teach in schools,
that's the
day
priority.
schools, then you must actually become a priority. That's right.
Okay.
And it's developing other ways as well. So if you teach at a health centre, I don't want to mention any names, but for example, when they employ you, at one time anyone could teach there, full stop. Nowadays they ask if you have insurance. They're now asking, are you qualified? then they'll let you teach there.
Okay.
So it's coming in that way as well,
Right.
more and more.
So, because it's
Getting very strict.
I mean, this kind of stuff that they're bringing in is all good, because it's obviously benefiting for those people. It's reassuring for people that are looking to, have like a health centre at a school.
Sure.
Because in the times at the moment where health and safety just is going through the window, what are you laughing at?
Sorry, you said people that are looking to have a health centre at a school.
Did I say that?
I tried.
I meant or a school. People looking to have lessons at a health centre or a school.
That's right.
At a school, I don't know. What am I on tonight? No, there's nothing in the drinks. Yes, but because obviously in the times at the moment, where health and safety seems to be going through the window. But no, so that's there's 4 is it syllables, I suppose, to the
4
components.
Syllabuses.
Modules. 4 modules to the syllabus.
Modules.
Yeah.
Yes.
Syllables. What am I on tonight? I am just on a roll. And so, is there there's a course obviously that is run before the
Okay, the UK don't run a course.
Okay, there's not. Okay.
No, we're an examining body.
Right.
But different teachers run the courses.
Right.
So
Okay.
they all do different ways.
Right.
I mean, I've worked with some people on some of their courses.
Mhm.
Again, can't mention names. So.
Oh yeah, no, that's fine.
Okay, but yes, I've worked with some people to develop their courses,
Mhm.
and I've worked with some people actually on their courses. I've attended their courses to do a talk within it
Cool.
to help.
So this must take up a lot of time because as I say, you're involved in quite a few other bits and pieces.
Yes.
And as I say, doing a lot of travelling while on the road. Do you ever have time for yourself?
Not really.
Do you ever actually? There's a question for you. Do you ever actually go out and are you able to go out and have your own time where you go and dance and your own social
Oh
time?
yes,
Yeah.
yes, I do that.
And which kind of dance do you kind of which you've got a favourite kind of dance, or you just do across the board?
Just across the board, depends where I'm going that night or
Yeah.
whatever it is. It depends which day I have off.
Okay.
As to where I can then go.
And how many days off in a week do you normally get, or is it more a case of how many in a month?
Yeah. Normally working 7 days a week, actually. So.
Ooh,
Heavy
okay.
schedule.
One way and another.
I won't be applying just yet. Okay, we're going to go on to the next track, and the next one is by El Gran.
Radio Salsa every Monday at 9 p.m. with DJ Angus Flaco and Michelle SalsaButterfly on InvincibleRadio.com.